Great record. I've been playing that every now and again. That's from a band from Carryduff, I do believe it is. Or it could be Larne. They're called Circadian, spelled C-A-R-C-A... I'll try that again. C-I-R-C-A-D-I-A-N. And that's from a little collection of songs they've written themselves. 6 of them. It's called A Place Apart. And that one is called Stand Up. Thank you. Good morning. The numbers are ringing if you want to contact this programme. That's enough of that ruinous, filthy rock and roll. It's been scientifically proven to be so bad for our children and tends to turn some of them into hoodies. So what we'll try and do is we'll try and play something more relaxing for the people amongst you who don't want to turn into hoodies. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme is 08459 555 678. Email address is jerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk, and the text messaging service for those of you who perhaps wonder what would have happened if things had been different. It's 81771. The iPad has been launched. You probably know what that is. That's the thing that you're going to watch Sex and the City on in about 2 years' time. Michelle says, I saw a man on TV this morning talking about his iPad. He was very impressed by it. He said, look, it's great, he said. You can read a book on it. There's just one problem. If you've got a book on your iPad, you can't lend the book to a friend unless you want to part with your iPad. And who would give a man your iPad if only you just bought it today for 500 quid? Here's what I suggest. How about printing the story onto pages, binding them together into a thing which you can hold with both hands or even with one hand, and then sell them in a shop? Then your friend can buy his own copy and call it a book. And a gentleman writes to me and he said, you may remember me from a few weeks back. This is a man called Alan McVeigh who lives somewhere beyond these shores. As the gentleman from the other side of the Atlantic who emailed you in that other Egypt to reminisce about the good old days of talking budgies and lying on my dearly departed mother's settee, you ended up getting the Housewife's Choice track out for me of the archives to play the day you read out my email. Thank you again. See, I've noticed that recently, a lot of people who've reached a certain age, and I think that age, I have to say, is 50. By the time they get away and maybe perhaps forge out a career for themselves in some other part of the world, and because of the wonder of the internet and the iPlayer and the iPod and things like that, they tend to sit down at their computers and listen to programs from home, and brings them back to their childhood days, and it's not a great idea. However, you also made clear on that day that you were less about looking towards the past and more about pressing onwards towards brighter futures, perhaps rendering further requests for owl stuff fruitless. Don't know what I was on about that day. I may have been depressed. However, with your recent regurgitated tales about your dad's hammer, stroke spanner, stroke chisel, stroke screwdriver, stroke insert tool here, I have a feeling that your protests towards your listeners have a tinge of hypocrisy about them. Couple this with the recent poetry recital which mentioned the relative merits of lignite, and well, I think you see where I'm heading here. He thinks that I'm, well, go through a second childhood. And so, as I lounge here in front of my pool, sipping on Corona, I urge you to dig out that old track with the fella in the school singing about lignite, 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 lignite. That was the Ulster Folk Orchestra. I remember that. Failing that, any recordings of David Dunseith singing Lily Bolero or any tunes at all by Jackie Fullerton, you don't want that, because there is only one tune by Jackie Fullerton, and that tune, as we all know, is the green, green grass of home. You don't want to hear that again. Yours in a white wine sauce, Alan McVeigh. A lot of people are writing to me, with dilemmas. Here's another gentleman, dear Uncle Gerry. You have been round a few corners. I hope you can help me with affairs of the heart. In a nutshell, the trouble is, I had a girl. I met a new girl and I want to let the first girl down without hurting her feelings. Over the past few months, I have fallen in love with INT newsreader Julie Etchingham. And I think Julie, or Jules as I call her, feels the same way about me. You should see the way she smiles at me at the end of the news. It's amazing, it's brilliant. The trouble is, for the past 4 years, I've been stalking Katie Durham, who also works for ITN. How can I let Katie down without breaking her heart? Over the years, Katie has been playing hard to get, taking out funny little legal injunctions against me and sending the police to my home. I know it's all love play. She enjoys it. I still like Katie, but I love Julie. What should I do? What would you do? Well, here's a gentleman who's got a problem. He said, I can't help picking scabs. A filthy habit. He said, my last 2 girlfriends have been BA stewardesses that refused to go on strike. This is Ben Reel. Requests for this. He was in here last week. Very nice guy he was too, and a good singer.
It's the end of the world when your heart stops beating. When your body gets cold, you start losing the feeling. but I ain't gonna die for a long time yet. I'll be around for a long time, you can bet. Well, I hope that I grow old and wise, see the autumn days of my life. With you, my love, still by my side. Oh, I hope that I grow old and wise. Don't wanna overdose like a rock and roll star, or choke in my vomit after whiskey in the jar. I'm getting a fire in my belly now the older I get. I'm gonna live my life with no regret. Well, I hope that I grow old and wise, see the autumn days of my life. With you, my love, still by my side. Oh, I hope that I grow old and wise. All right. Don't wanna burn out like a shooting star, or end up in a wreckage in a flash sports car. I wanna cruise down a motorway when I'm 75, with my guitar in the back and my woman by my side. Well, I hope that I grow old and wise, see the autumn days of my life. With you, my love, still by my side. Oh, I hope that I grow old and wise. Well, I hope that I grow old and wise. Live the twilight years of my life. With you, my love, still by my side. Oh, I hope that I grow old and wise.
That's band real. That's a song called Old and Wise. Great song you played at the start of the programme. Where did that come from? Well, as I said before, it came from either Carrie Duff or Lauren. It's from a band called Circadian. Now, a bunch of young guys. Very, 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 very good. Gerry, you played a beautiful song yesterday, but I didn't catch who sang it, just that it had something to do with Barry Fleming. Yes, the thing that it had to do with Barry Fleming was that he wrote it and sang it. It was called Guiding Light. And it's, where can I get that? Well, I don't know. I think it's a website, www.barryfleming.com, I think. Try that. Great news. There and again, there's another message about Barry Fleming. Where can you get it? There we go. Hi, Gerry. Did you know that Paul McAvoy, your Warren Point correspondent, has been in hospital this week? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe we could give him a mention today. Yes, Paul, if you're listening, by all means, get better. And we're thinking about you here. A gentleman writes and he said, just another wee note to say, for the first time ever, I've enjoyed your music this week. It soothed me. Not that I can remember what any of the artists sang, but as I'm feeling pretty browned off this week, your music did make me feel a lot better. The other thing is that I was looking through some old holiday snaps of Florida in 1993 when I realised in one of the photos that I still have the shorts that I was wearing then, 17 years later. I hope you've washed them. The photos brought me back to Florida, and I remember talking to a guy who was in charge of the go-kart track that my wife and I had been. It was the double of the actor who was to have played Casey Jones. At that time in Florida, there was a lot of media coverage of tourists being mugged. I remember that, because I was in Florida, funnily enough, you should mention that, in 1993. And everybody was terrified, because people were saying things like, whenever you arrive at the airport, don't get into your hired car right away. Go to your hotel, wait for a couple of days, and then go back and hang around the airport. Look as if you're just passing, and then get your car. Find out everything. Do not get off your plane and get on the car. You will be mugged. People will steal all your money. They will know you're a tourist by the day's look in your eye, and you won't even know where you're going. Don't do that. Don't stop for anybody. If a fella pokes a gun out the window, say, put your hands up and say, here's my money. Everybody was terrified about the muggings, and he turned to me and he said in his American accent, son, he said, if a man points a pistol at your head, you give him everything you have. He also added that an English guy had been mugged that morning on the Orange Blossom Trail. I nearly choked. I was staying at a hotel on the Orange Blossom Trail. This is what happened, you see. When there was a spate of burglaries and tourists being beat up, you see, They always tell you and they warn you, and you're terrified and you're afraid to go out. Whereas if they hadn't told you, you'd have been all right. And Michelle says, I may just have saved a woman's life. I was driving home along a bendy country road and I saw a woman cycling towards me. Obviously, she was on the other side of the road. I continued on around a couple of bends and then, on a straight stretch, I saw a car speeding towards me. I instinctively flashed several times at him and made a few frantic downward motions with my hand. Isn't it amazing how such an irrelevant-looking gesture gets the message across? In other words, take her hand to go around those bends because there's a woman in front of you on a bike and you're going to clean her if you're not careful. In my mirror, I saw his brake lights come on before he was anywhere near the first bend. Job done. Back of the net. I'm reminded of my late Uncle Seamus, about whom I wrote a poem. I complained to him about people flashing at me to warn me that the police were around the bend. People shouldn't do that, because the police don't like it. If they're sitting around the bend waiting to catch people, they don't want the general public to be warning everybody else. But you can't help it, can you? I said I would never do that. I want people to be caught speeding so they learn their lesson. He agreed with me and added, but you know what I love doing, he said. When I see someone flying towards me very fast, I flash at them to slow down, even though there's no police around the corner. You want to see those brake lights come on? It's great crack. That's what I call a masochist.
You know it's true. Hope you need my love, babe, just like I need you. Hold me, love me, hold me, love me. Ain't got nothing but love, babe. 8 days a week. Love you every day, girl. Always on my mind. One thing I can say, girl, love you all the time. Hold me, love me, hold me, love me. Ain't got nothing but love, babe. 8 days a week, 8 days a week. I love you. 8 days a week is not enough to show I care. Love you every day, girl. Always on my mind. One thing I can say, girl, love you all the time. Hold me, love me, hold me, love me. Ain't got nothing but love, babe. 8 days a week. Show I care, show I care. Ooh, I need your love, babe. Guess you know it's true. Hope you need my love, babe, just like I need you. Hold me, love me, hold me, love me. Ain't got nothing but love, babe. 8 days a week, 8 days a week, 8 days a week.
You'll know what that is. That's an old Beatles song recorded by the old Beatles called 8 Days a Week, and that's from Beetle Grass 2. That's an American acoustic group, And they're coming here soon. Beatlegrass, Beatlegras. They're not a tribute band, but they just interpret, they interpret the Beatles songs differently. Morning, unwashed hands and face. Why have you stopped playing Randy Newman? Jason from Little Portugal. All right, then. I have not stopped playing Randy Newman. I will play Randy Newman now in about 5 minutes. Can you also play a request for Squeak from his good mate Pat? He's trying to get over his hangover. Something by Dean Martin, if you can... Well, right. Adam Breen writes to me and he said, I believe... Oh, by the way, my email thing isn't working today, so anyone expect me to respond to any kind of email? I'm sorry. It seems to be down. I have no idea why. I'm trying everything. The text messaging thing is working, though, and the phone is working, but the email thing doesn't. I believe, he says, that inside even the laziest of obese slobs, insert Nolan here, there are instincts, no matter how fine, that point to a secret athlete in us all. This discovery was hammered home today as I approached the epicenter of the doomed, the failed, and those waiting for the reaper's scythe in every and any community. Yes, I'm talking about those queuing up at the post office. Many of the post offices are disappearing. What will happen to those lost souls then? They'll have to sit and watch Loose Women and Trisha, or indeed worse, Ricky Lake, as I approached the doorway, or even Eamon Holmes in Sky News, the avuncular man. As I approached the doorway, a distance of 20 yards, a man whom I can best describe as we don't use that word here in Radio Ulster. This man, the word begins with S, was 10 yards ahead of me and on the same path. He was in his early 40s, wearing shell-suit trousers, brown Dr. Martin boots, no laces, a Manchester United suit from the 1990s with Eric Cantona on the back, had a severe mullet, that is, Bruce Willis chrome dome at the front, and Francis Rossi at the back. His fingernails were the colour of a duck's foot from fags. His teeth were like a row of damp clothes pegs. Obviously, in this fine heat, this was clearly not a man to stand behind in a warm post office. I decided to take evasive action. Without blinking, in less than a heartbeat, my pace quickened. I ran, subtle, but it had the desired effect, and as the cretin got to the door, I'd left him in my slipstream. I was ahead of him. It was obvious I had sped up to get in front of him, but this act was accepted by him. He did not react, even though he saw me leaping in front of him, although I might have gone too far when I did a lap of honour around the post office draped in a Union Jack. Nature cannot be denied. It cannot.
They say that people living in the street, no food in their belly, no shoes on their feet, 6 black children living in a burned up room, 1 bare light bulb swinging. Little black kid come home from school, put his key in the door. Mr. Rat's on the stairway, Mr. Junk is lying his own vomit on the floor. You got to roll with the punches, little black boy. That's what you got to do. You got to roll with the punches. Tap it, baby. It's all these boring people. See them on TV, making up all these boring stories about how bad things have come to be. They say, you got to feed the hungry. Got to heal the sick. And I say, we ain't got to do nothing for nobody, cause you know, it won't work a lick. They're just gonna have to roll with the punches. Yes, they will. They're gonna have to roll with them. They're gonna have to roll with the punches. Yes, they will. Don't matter whether you're white, black, or brown, you won't get nowhere putting down old red, white, and blue. Tap it, baby. All right. Look at those little shorts he's got on, ladies and gentlemen. You can see all the way to Argentina. Get it. So pretty. Let them go to Belgium. Let them go to France. Let them go to Russia. At least they ought to have the chance to go in. We've talked about the red, we have talked about the blue. Now we're gonna talk about the white. That's what we're gonna have to do. Now we had to roll with the punches, yes we did. We had to roll with them. We had to roll with the punches, yes we did. We had to roll with them. Now don't care what you say. You live in the greatest country in the world when you live in the USA. Tap it out, baby. All right.
That's Randy Newman, of course. That's from an album called Land of Dreams. That's a song called Roll with the Punches. Right, text message. Anybody, any progress been made in your bid to have Stroke City Girls, the song Stroke City Girls by Chip Taylor, accepted as the official theme song that will be accompanying the UK City of Culture bid 2013 for Gerry Stroke London? No progress whatsoever. But I'm working at it. I'll play that for you today because that's what you want me to do. Okay, I'll play it before the news. Also, could you please wish my big sister a happy 50th birthday for today? She listens to your show and loves it. I would love to if I knew what her name was or if I knew who you were. If I knew your name, I would do it. But I'll say happy birthday to your sister, whoever she is. Good morning, Black-Eyed Gerry. Would you please play some Red Hot Chili Peppers before the end of the show? I don't have that with you. Now, here's a... Did you ever meet Napoleon? No, I'm a little young for that. And, Gerry, please ask the people to keep an eye out for a wee border terrier, bitch missing from home at Whitesides Hill in Portadown from Tuesday evening. Many thanks. I certainly will do that. Consider it done. Consider it done.
Andrea, I miss you, my precious Irish pearl. Is cold rain still the same since I'm halfway round the world? And may the flag of peace and freedom make you dance as it unfurls to the cool grooves of the Stroke City Girls. How are you doing? Your story's just begun. I remember Portrush nights and waking to the sun. And may the wind of hope and glory catch you as it swirls, and the cool grooves of the Stroke City Girls. Limavady, Letterkenny, back in the middle it's Stroke City, 50 miles from Ballycastle, on the banks of Old Loch Foyle. Donna, there's a memory playing with my mind. It's you and me in a dance till 3, Sandino's closing time. May the sound of love thy neighbor whisper through your curls to the cool grooves of the Stroke City Girls. City, 50 miles from Ballycastle, on the banks of Old Loch Foyle. Andrea, oh, I miss you, my precious Irish pearl. Is cold rain still the same since I'm halfway round the world? And may the flag of peace it'll make you dance as it unfurls to the cool grooves of the Stroke City Girls. May the sound of love, thy neighbor, echo through your curls to the cool grooves of the Stroke City Girls.
That's Chip Taylor, of course, a song called Stroke City Girls from his album, which is called Black and Blue America. Back about 4 minutes past 11 o'clock. It's a very interesting guy, a fellow singer-songwriter from America. He's just appearing for a few days here. His name is Brent Keith, and he'll be along about 4 minutes past 11 o'clock. See you then. Bye.
On 92 to 95 FM
and 1341 medium wave.
This is BBC Radio Ulster.
The time is 11 o'clock with the news. This is Paddy O'Flaherty. A 40-year-old man has appeared in court in Bradford accused of murdering 3 women. Stephen Griffiths is charged with killing Suzanne Blemars, Shelley Armitage and Susan Rushworth, who all worked as prostitutes. He was remanded in custody and will appear at Bradford Crown Court this afternoon. Our Northern England correspondent Danny Savage attended the hearing and said it was highly unusual.
Absolutely extraordinary. Stephen Griffiths stood there, scratched his head, looked a little bit confused. He was asked what his name was, and he said, the Crossbow Cannibal. That's what he gave as his name in court this morning. He was asked his address, and then he said, here, I guess, referring to the courtroom he was standing in.
The newly appointed Attorney General, John Larkin, has confirmed that he's ordered a fresh inquest into the case of Francis Bradley, shot dead in disputed circumstances by the SAS near Toome Bridge in February 1986. The 20-year-old was shot 8 times. At the original inquest in Magherafelt in 1987, the 2 men who fired the fatal shots were not compelled to give evidence. Invest NI has written off almost £15 million in bad debts owed by a range of companies. It's trying to claw back another £8.5 million from firms which still owe money. A large portion of the debt is owed by Nortel, which had a factory in Monkstown and which went into administration last year. Invest NI is also negotiating with Tyrone Brick for the return of nearly £500,000. The Environment Minister has promised that local government spending will be cut. A decision on the future of the councils has been delayed for another fortnight, but Edwin Poots said even if the review of public administration didn't reduce the number of councils from 26 to 11 in the near future, savings would still be made. Now the weather forecast, here's Barra Best.
A much drier and brighter day to come, although we will get the odd light shower at times, but certainly not on the same level as yesterday. It will be a little warmer too as temperatures climb to around 15 degrees this afternoon, just a little cooler along the north coast in a light breeze. A drier evening to come before a band of rain pushes in on Saturday morning.
BBC News.
BBC Radio Ulster. Travel news.
In County Tyrone, the security alert at Granville has ended and the A4 Woodlock Road and Dungannon to Auchnacloy Road have both been opened. At Belfast International Airport, this morning's 25 to 5 flight from Dalaman has been delayed until 10 to 7 this evening. The 11 o'clock Glasgow arrival is expected at 12:15 and the 2:15 flight from Palma has been delayed until 3:30. Aileen Moyna reporting.
Travel news on BBC Radio Ulster.
On Talkback with Wendy Austin today, more Dunkirk stories, this time from people who were there. The good news, there are life-saving defibrillators in Newcastle Leisure Centre. But why are the batteries flat? Are you thinking of having a baby? Need to talk to a baby coach? And yes, it's Eurovision weekend. I want you to sing me your favourite Eurovision winner on Talkback at 12.
I'll have a crack at that. I think I'll sing Pop It on a String.
A girl, she lived on the other side of this broken world. I lived in a house made out of broken homes, a little bit of smoke, some dried up coke, and some sticks and stones. I've got a story that I'd like to tell about a goodbye, and babe, I wish you well. There's no glory for me, it's only hell. Be sure and speak up if it rings a bell. Clash, clash, give me that stash fast before I crash. I'm done, just begun. Damn girl, were you so much fun? Like hash, have a bash. Where's the cash? Well, I don't need none. I should have run before his shirt buttons came undone. There's no mistaking you, Little Miss Naked You. There's no mistaking you, Little Miss Naked You. There is no point, just a memory that follows me around like a bad disease. Please, Mr. Breeze, blow her back to me. Don't tease, I need, you know I still believe. I've got a story and it's never been told. Stop me now if it's getting old. There's no glory for me, but I won't fold. Mr. Breeze, you only gave me a cold. Clash, clash, give me that stash fast before I crash. I'm done, just begun. Damn girl, were you so much fun? Like hash, have a bash. Where's the cash? Well, I don't need none. I should have run before his shirt buttons came undone. There's no mistaking you, Little Miss Naked You. There's no mistaking you, Little Miss Naked You. There's no mistaking you.
Get your pig on, get your pig on, get your pig on my bus now, baby. Get your pig on, get your pig on, get your pig on my bus now. Get your pig on now, get your pig on the bus. Keep him on a lead and I won't make no fuss. Keep your feet off the seats, put your buggy by the stairs. Put your pig on the floor, then I just won't care, baby. Get your pig on, get your pig on, get your pig on my bus now, honey. Get your pig on, get your pig on, get your pig on my bus now. Ballymena, Ballymoney, Ballycastle, Yellow Man. Get your wee pig up on my rainbow van. A 12-seater busy microbus where everyone's real and no one makes no fuss, honey. Get your pig on, get your pig on, get your pig on my bus now, baby. Get your pig on, get your pig on, get your pig on my bus now. No turning to the left, no turning to the right. We're heading down the road, no time to get uptight. Well, I don't care what type of pig you are, orange, green, or pink, we have no color bar, baby.
Could you leave me off near the main street? Aye, that's grand. I need a wee prescription from the chemist, and I need to post this wee birthday card too for my granny. She's 105 on Thursday. Smoked 60 a day all her life. Married 5 times. 3 were toy boys. One turned out to be a woman though. They were very happy, but the full beard was very, very, very confusing.
Get your pig on, get your pig on, get your pig on my bus now, baby. Get your pig on, oh get your pig on, get your pig on my bus now. Get your pig on, oh get your pig on, get your pig on my bus now, baby. Get your pig on, oh get your pig on, get your pig on my bus now.
That's grand. Thank you, driver.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed. That's Get Your Pig On. Before that was a song from a gentleman, I can't remember his name now. Oh, what is it? Hold on a second, I've got it here. Yes, his name is, no, let me see. I have to get this right. Justin Black, that's it. Sorry about that. Sometimes I forget things. It's not easy for me in here. And that was for Jonathan, who enjoys Stephen Hall singing Pig On, and so do I. Also, that man says to me, he said, I'm enjoying the show this morning. You're on a roll with the rock and roll and loving the music. Gerry, as promised, I am sending you this update on all things Eurovision following last night's second Eurovision semi-final. I missed that. I think it was on BBC Three, unmissable, of course. As if one wasn't enough. Before I begin, I feel that a moment should be taken to thank those unfortunate inhabitants of Oslo this morning. Perhaps the heads of state of our great nation should join forces and send in the troops. The sufferings of the people of Norway is one of an unprecedented level. You see, but then again, you hear conflicting reports. Maybe perhaps the people of Norway are enjoying this. You never know. You have no idea. So, great things from across Europe. Across Europe, things are in a worse state of affairs than I had previously imagined. The bum of the barrel has now well and truly been scraped, and new depths of depravity have been reached. Never mind the euro, but about the pop. If your other listeners thought the first midweek semi-final was bad, then they should batten down the hatches in anticipation for a battle royale in Saturday night's Grand Prix. Last night, we had a small gentleman from Switzerland with more than a dash of the camp about him singing about a Lorraine Kelly lookalike from the Netherlands in stretched satin that left little to imagination, a bevy of beauties from Croatia named after a female personal hygiene product, and finally, how could we forget Eddie Izzard and his bacco foil babes who were doing their bit to boost the Bulgarian baby oil and tinfoil industries. I'll tell you what, I'm sorry I missed that. Ireland were steadfastly represented by that Eurovision stalwart Niamh Kavanagh, who did a cracking job and even managed to squeeze in a cheeky wink and a grin to the cameras mid-warble. It's not easy to do that when you're singing to wink at the camera. The boys in Dublin must be praying for a sudden case of tonsillitis on Saturday night, lest she brings the trophy back to Dublin. They can't afford this. It's bad enough the way it is. Well, Gerry, enough of my ramblings. I fear that the damage has already been done. I am beyond all hope of a recovery from the deadly case of Eurovisionitis. It's on Saturday night, isn't it? I must watch that. For what it's worth, my money on Saturday night will be on the Crusher from Iceland with her Euro Power anthem, or the Honey from Armenia, who's singing about her gallstones. I'll keep you and the other listener posted on proceedings. The chicken paste sandwiches are made. Party hats are ready. Big night, I'll tell you. I can't wait.
And every word you say is what a fool believes. It takes a long, long time to learn the hard way. And the girl I thought I had, but here I stand today because my heart says so. Because my heart says so. Although my mind says no, can't help it, here I go. Because my heart says so. I heard a young man say, who will the next fool be? And when they look my way, we can all laugh loud, but I must play this part because my heart says so. Because my heart says so. Oh, my mind said no. Can't help it, here I go. Because my heart says so. Yes, it is what is wise, 'cause my heart says so. Because my heart says so. Oh, my mind said no. Can't help it, here I go. Because my heart says so. Because my heart says so. Oh, na, 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 na. Can't help it, here I go. Because my heart says so. Oh, ooh, la, 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 ta, ta. Oh, la, 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 ta, ta. Because my heart says so.
That's Steve Forbert. That's a song called, let me just check, it's called Because My Heart Says So, from an album called Down in Flames. Brent Keith is with me. Good morning, Brent. How are you?
Good morning, I'm great.
Good. Thank you for coming in.
Oh, yeah.
And you have a whole bunch of people, I don't know who they are, but I know who this is. This is Stephen Johnson. You've been in here before, Stephen. You're a singer-songwriter in your own right.
That's right, yeah.
Right?
So
Good to see you again.
Good to see you again, yeah.
And what are you doing with him?
Well, it's actually Nigel, and this is Nigel here. He's
Nigel's back there. What
he's
is
hanging
Nigel?
in the background.
What does Nigel do?
Nigel runs an events company called Impact Promotions, which is a group of Christians who are sort of putting this concert on to bring the communities together in Glenarm. So
Good.
yeah, so he's sort
And
of...
who's this young lady behind you?
This is
That's my beautiful wife, Nicole.
Oh, Nicole, how are you? Are you American, Nicole?
Yes.
Oh, good. Nice to see you. I thought you were one of us. She looks like one of us.
We actually traced her family back to the town of Kells.
Well, there you are, you
We
see.
went out there the other
There
day
you
and-
are. When you walked in, I would never have thought you were... Not that Americans look any different from me, but you look like one of us. Brent, thank you for coming in. Very interesting because you're the only person I've ever talked to. I mean, you've had a whole career before what I'm going to talk about, but this is quite interesting from the point of view of the listeners. You were on, what's it, American Idol.
Yeah.
What an amazing thing that must have been.
Yeah, it was really amazing, really crazy,
You're
really
the first person
surreal.
I've met who was on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm honored.
Well, it's probably one of the biggest shows in the world. Actually, we do our kind of pop idol here with Simon Cowell and that kind of thing, and that's you. But American Idol is just something incredibly big, isn't it?
Yeah,
And
it was
you
huge.
did very well, didn't you?
I did all right. I think they said on my season something like 104 or 108,000 people tried out, and I made the top 36. So can't complain about that. Got to
great.
perform on TV live and go in front of Simon and see what he had to say.
That's right. Well, he does that as well, of course. Who's on the judging panel? There's Simon Cowell and there's somebody else who is there.
Simon Cowell, Randy Jackson, Paula Abdul, and on my season at least, and Cara Diaguardi.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 of them.
Must be terrible pressure, that. It must be incredible. Is it live, by the way? Is it live?
It's live once you get to the performance part. All the audition and everything is set up, and it's all pre-taped and edited and everything like that to make it great for the crowd to watch at home. But yeah, the performance stuff is live.
What kind of an audience would watch that? Have you any idea? I shouldn't ask you that. Maybe you don't know.
I mean, pretty much everybody in America, I think, watches
That's what
it.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, here, what would they get? About maybe 10, 11 million here.
Yeah, definitely.
You could kind of multiply it by 10, couldn't you, in America?
I think they say something like between 30 and 50 million a night or something like that. It's really big.
And you're on there singing.
I was on there singing.
It's kind of important to get that right, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. No pressure, right?
But you'd been knocking about, if I may use the expression, quite a long time before that, trying to make it, Nashville, that kind of thing. Tell me a wee bit about yourself. Where are you from?
Yeah, well, my wife and I both were from Ohio.
Yeah.
Around Cincinnati, just farther north a little bit. It's a farming community we're from. I'm from Blanchester, and she's from Wilmington, just down the road.
Yeah.
Farming town, like I said, small town. Great. It's very similar kind of to the kind of people that we've met here, so it feels
That's
really
right.
great to us here in Glenarm and everything. But decided that I wanted to play music, and we moved to Nashville. I was actually on a TV show, like a smaller version of American Idol called Nashville Star, with someone from Carnlough, who Nigel's friends with, named Malachi Rogers.
Yes.
And I was on there with him, and that kind of prompted the move to Nashville. We were planning on moving for music anyway, but that moved it up, and we've been living in Nashville since, trying to make it happen. So.
And you've done music for movies, that kind of thing, before this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of the songs that, if you're
willing to let us play a song today. One of the songs we're going to do is called "Looking for a Road," and it was the theme song for a movie that CMT and NASCAR put together.
Oh, the old NASCAR, huh?
Yeah, for Dale Earnhardt. So
everybody goes to America from Northern Ireland gets into NASCAR.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
We were just talking about F1 out there a little while ago. I wasn't too sure what the difference was.
No, we know.
Yeah.
Anyway, would you do that for us now if you want to? Do you want to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do "Looking for a Road."
And tell us about it's a movie about racing NASCAR, and what's the story behind the song?
The song itself was actually not written for the movie. It was I got after Nashville Star, I got a production deal with a producer in Nashville, and we recorded the song "Looking for a Road." He had written it previously and said that he was kind of waiting on somebody that he thought could sing it well, and it was the first thing that we recorded. And then CMT contacted us and said, we're putting a movie together about Dale Earnhardt, big racing legend in the States, and we're looking for songs about driving or roads. And we said, hey, we've got "Looking for a Road." Sent it to them, and they fell in love with it, and they made it the theme song for the movie. So
there you go.
It's called "Looking for a Road."
Excellent.
Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm looking for a road. Might be dirt, it might be gravel. I'm looking for a road only I'm supposed to travel. Might be right around the corner. Might be 1,000 miles to go. I'm gonna keep on looking for that road. I'm looking for a sky where I can see forever. I'm looking for a sky that leads straight up to heaven. I'm gonna climb up every mountain till my soul begins to fly. Yes, I'm gonna keep on looking for that sky. And I know it won't be easy, and I know it won't be long. With every step I'm getting closer to the place where I belong. I'm looking for love that's stronger than Gibraltar. I'm looking for love never sleeps and never falters. Might get knocked down, turned around, but I'm not giving up. Yes, I'm gonna keep on looking for that love. Oh, yeah, yeah. And I know it won't be easy. God knows it won't be long. With every step I'm getting closer to the place where I belong. I'm looking for a road. Might be dirt, it might be gravel. I'm looking for a road only I'm supposed to travel. Might be right around the corner. Might be 1,000 miles to go. I'm gonna keep on looking for that road. It'll take me to a place I can lighten up my load. So I'm gonna keep on looking for that road. Yeah, yeah, looking for that road. Looking for that road. No, I'm gonna keep on looking for that road.
Oh, thank you. The way you differ from any people that we hear on Pop Idol or the British version of American Idol is that you're good.
Thank you very much.
What does that do to you? I know you probably, there's much more to you than that, but it's very interesting from our point of view, a huge, huge show like that, all the hype involved in it, and what does that do to you? Is it crazy?
It's very crazy. It changes your life overnight. It takes you out of your town. For me, it was a little bit different because, like I said, I'd done the other show already, so I kind of knew what to expect. But
sorry, the other one was the other show was
Nashville Star.
What was that? Just almost kind of same thing?
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing. It's on a smaller scale. It's about 10 times smaller.
Yeah.
And it's just for country music. Where American Idol's for whatever genre you want to do on there. And it's not on air anymore. It's Nashville Star is actually over. It ended a couple years ago. But
that would have been kind of niche, wouldn't it? In a way, it'd be kind of a niche thing.
Yeah.
But American Idol, just it's every mile from south there, isn't it?
It really is. And like I said, it changes your life. They take you out of your small town. Most people not doing anything except for playing small gigs, in places around their hometown. And it takes you and it throws you in front of 30 million people, on TV. And
and suddenly you can't walk down the street anymore.
Yeah. And they it's very interesting because you go from home to living in a hotel where they're hiding you because paparazzi are trying to find out who's made it to the top, the top slots on the show, and they're trying to, crack the secrets before they show it on TV. So they keep us under lock and key out there in LA.
And it's the same here, but on a smaller scale. But it must be really horrible, really, in a way, is the word I'm looking for. I mean, it must be really horrible. Well, when you get into it, you maybe get the feeling that you're not going to get out of it.
Yeah.
And
there's a pretty big contract you have to sign as well to get in there. So that's a little bit scary, but at the same time, it's
almost like selling your soul a wee bit to the devil.
It is a little bit. It's scary, but at the same time, if you say no to the contract, you don't get to do it and you don't get your shot. So you just kind of have to throw your hands up and say, okay, let's go for this ride and see what happens.
But you look to me as if a guy would be more interested in the music than perhaps anything else. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I am. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
No, because you're good. You can tell the difference. You can tell the difference. And you write your own songs, of course, don't you?
I do. Looking for a Road That We just played was not written by me. It was my producer and the other guy that wrote it, Tommy Lee James. But yeah, I write a lot of my own music. The next two songs that we'll do, if we get to do them, will be stuff that I've written. So
okay, well, do one on now and tell me all about it. Now we'll talk later.
This one is called "Beautiful Attraction."
Yeah,
it's a love song saying, basically, I found the woman that is changing everything in my life, and she's a beautiful distraction.
Sitting behind you.
Yeah. But yeah, I wrote this one with a guy named Luke Brown in Nashville about a year ago.
Yeah,
and it's a fun little fast song. So,
okay,
ready?
So many things running through my brain, they keep rolling like a runaway train that won't slow. It gets so old. Seems like I'm running 10 days a week, got me feeling so tired that I can't sleep. But I know that's just how it goes. When it feels like I'm so alone, there's always one thing I can count on. Beautiful attraction, the sweetest love distractions. Yeah, when the world is falling down. Oh, refuge from this crazy life. The only thing that makes everything right. She's my peace of mind. There's not a day I don't hear her voice, like redemption calling. I rejoice every day. She's my great escape. So let the rain keep falling, I don't care. Let the sun go out, I won't get scared. Even the darkest night is gonna be alright. When it feels like I'm so alone, she can always bring me home. Beautiful attraction, the sweetest love distractions. Yeah, when the world is falling down. Oh, refuge from this crazy life. The only thing that makes everything right.
of mine.
Yeah, and she's mine, all mine.
Excellent. That's really good. Wish you all the best with that. Have you got, I mean, is that out? Is that on an album or anything?
I recorded a acoustic version of it, kind of like just what you just heard here.
Yes.
That it's being sent over right now. We're having the CDs printed up, and they're coming over pretty soon in the next couple of days, I think. So
okay,
if we can get you a copy of that, we'd love
Oh
to
no,
do
please,
so.
please do. I'd love that.
All right.
And you're appearing at a music festival in Glenarm tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah, 7 p.m. on the beachfront. Really excited to play that. Stevie's playing with me, Nigel's playing bass, and we've got a few other really talented guys. We've had a couple rehearsals, and it's been really great so far, so it's been great to walk into that.
Have you ever been to Glenarm before?
No.
It's the most beautiful spot in Northern Ireland.
Is it?
It is. It's between there and Ross Trevor. No, it's a beautiful, beautiful little village. It really is beautiful. You'll fall in love with it.
Yeah, so far we have.
Have you been there already?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's
you have
where we're
been
actually
there?
staying, yeah.
Oh, for God's sake, I don't have
Yeah.
to tell you then. Stephen, tell me about the fest, the music fest, because you obviously know more about it.
It's been put on for the community. It's a group of Christians. We're based in Glenarm Baptist, but we're putting it together for the whole community.
Yeah.
And it's like there's a whole lot of musical acts coming to it. So Brent's going to be the main act, then Leah McFall is going to be playing. I'm going to play guitar for her too, and Dan Leith's coming over from Scotland. He's playing, and a group called Revelation. They're a vocal band. They're all going to be coming and playing, and. Yeah, so then at the moment it's kind of happening at the moment. I think there's It's a Knockout was last night, and then
we missed that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff happening at it. Yeah.
I'm so disappointed. So what time is it on all day tomorrow?
Well, the music starts at 7, isn't it?
Yeah,
7? It starts at 7 o'clock. So
and what time's Brent on at? Later, maybe, perhaps?
9:45?
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, but cool. Is it, do you pay, or what is it?
No, it's totally
absolutely free.
Totally free.
Oh, for God's sake.
And we've got a fireworks display as well.
Right, yeah.
Going into the bargain, yeah. Okay, that's tomorrow night. So that's tomorrow night from 7 o'clock
From
on.
7 o'clock onwards,
So Glenarm. What's the weather forecast? Have you any idea what it's going to be like?
Hopefully good.
We've been afraid to look.
Yeah.
This is Ireland, Brent.
Yeah.
You know, just because it's May or June, whatever. I don't even know if it's May or June. Is it just May? It's May.
It's May. It is
no,
May.
next week is June.
Yeah.
You know, you'd probably think that the weather would be all right, but it's not necessarily. So we're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. So people who want to have a good day tomorrow, go down there to Glenarm at 7 o'clock and make a night of it. Fireworks and everything. Listen, Brent, you're a very nice guy. Thank you for coming in. You're a very talented guy.
Us.
And I hope to see you again sometime.
Thank you very much.
And will you do another little song for us and tell us what it is?
Absolutely. Yeah, this one's called Change Your Mind. I wrote it with a friend of mine from school, actually, when I was in high school back in Ohio. He lived in Nashville for a little while.
Yeah.
We wrote a song together. It's about a relationship that's ending. He's messed up too many times, and she's trying to leave, and he's saying, come back, I'll do anything I can to change your mind. So
Story of my life. Okay.
Ready?
Baby, please turn around, 'cause I can't stand to watch you walk away. Yeah, I know you've lost your faith in my words, but there's something that I've gotta say. I don't blame you for giving up. After all the times I've let you down, but I swear I'd give you reason to believe if only I was allowed a fighting chance to turn your love around. 'Cause I'd do anything to keep you in my life, baby. Just say the word, and I'll be everything that you needed to find. Oh, if that's what it takes to change your mind. When I think of all I've put you through, and all the ways I've found to make you cry, well, there's a part of me that says to let you go, but without you, I know I won't survive. So tell me how to keep this love alive, 'cause I'll do anything to keep you in my life. Baby, just say the word, and I'll be everything that you've needed to find. Oh, if that's what it takes to change your mind. I'm on the edge of the earth, I'm out on the brink, till I find whatever it is that'll make you come back to me. Oh, and I'll be everything that you needed to find. Oh, if that's what it takes. And I'm praying that God won't let it be too late to change your mind, to change your mind. Baby, please turn around, 'cause I can't stand to watch you walk away.
It's the way of it. That's the way it goes. Sometimes it rains, sometimes it snows. Sometimes you're hot, sometimes you're cold. Sometimes you're young, most times you're old.
It's the way of it. In this crazy world, it's a little boy and it's a little girl. To fall in love, to have no fear. Pretty soon, they disappear.
And it's the way of it. You know, for some, it's an empty dream. It's a loaded gun. It's a flying stone. When you're calling names, you think you sound so different. Hell, we're all the same. And it's the way of it.
But some take the chance to walk the walk. They even learn to dance. And if you dance around with some other kind, and you say I love you, hell, we don't mind.
It's the way of it. Here I go again. I'm off to Holland just to play for some friends.
Friends are diamonds, friends are gold.
Sometimes you're young,
most times you're old.
That's the way of it.
That's how it goes.
Sometimes it rains,
and sometimes it blows.
Sometimes you're hot,
sometimes you're cold.
Sometimes you're young,
most times. Sometimes it rains, sometimes it snows, sometimes you're hot, sometimes you're cold, sometimes you're young, most times you're old. That's the way of it.
Well, I certainly ain't talking about you and me.
I was hoping not.
Actually, we have 150 years to go, so we don't have to learn the damn song for another 100 years.
Yeah, it probably won't come out for at least 75.
The damn chords are tough. Oh, you switched it up now. What chords are these?
Don't forget to send me one when you're done with it.
What key is this in, anyway?
The only key I know. G.
John, this is not in G. It's one of the other
How
ones.
many rings are there around that tree?
That tree looks like it's about 1 million years old, John.
Is that monkey years or dog years? How many candles are on that damn cake?
Is it yours or mine?
Call the fire department.
A fairly disjointed record then. That's good. That's John Prine and Chip Taylor. Played Chip Taylor earlier. That's a song called The Way of It. And that's from that album, which is called Black and Blue America. Gentleman on the phone here, Alex. Good morning, Alex.
How you doing, Gerry?
How are you, sir? Okay?
Not too bad. I'm just in the middle of revising for exams at the minute. But
Oh. What are you studying?
I'm doing AS levels in Downpatrick. So.
How fascinating that is.
Why? It's great crack. But
Uh-huh.
I want to say thanks for playing, giving us all this airtime.
Circadian?
Oh, yeah.
Ah. Oh, good. Well, you must come out and see us sometime.
Oh, well, indeed, definitely. I'll have to organise something. But,
Well, are you all students, are you, or what are you at?
yeah, well, I'm 17, and my brother, the guitarist in the band, he's 15. And we have another guy who's the same age as me.
Uh-huh. So, I'm not quite sure where you're from.
We're from Crossgar.
I keep saying you're from where? Carryduff.
Well, you're half right. We used to be from there.
So what do I know? Well, listen, that's a great record you have, and well done.
Yeah, thanks for that. We put a lot of time and effort into that one, so
Okay.
sort of different mixes sort of stuff, so I'm glad people are enjoying it, I guess.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. So definitely Crossgar then.
Yeah, definitely Crossgar. And if people want to check us out more, they can, you can find us on like Facebook or else MySpace, and they'll have links on how to download our EP.
Yeah.
Stuff you played, so yeah.
And the band is spelled Circadian, Circadian.
That's it.
Okay, well, thanks for ringing. Nice to talk to you. Best of luck to you.
a lot, Gerry.
Hope to see you soon.
Bye.
All right, bye. A gentleman writes to me and he said, you said yesterday you were talking about a program that was on another channel called TG Cathal. It was a program about people living in Belfast who spoke Irish in the latter half of the 19th century. They were called the Fadgies. You said yesterday that the Fadgies were called Fadgies because they had a peculiar pronunciation. The actual reason is because when you address someone in Irish, you put an A and A in front of the name, which has the effect of aspirating the name. For example, if the name is Paddy, you'd say a Paddy or a Paddy. They were merely called by what must have been a common name. Seamus became a Seamus, which in Scotland became Hamish. You did Latin at school? I did not. No, I did not do Latin at school, thank God for that. I did everything else, but not that. I was confused enough. You probably remember that Hail Caesar was Ave Caesar, as in Ave Maria, and Irish retains that salutation. Then he goes on to say wounding things about Ulster Scots, which I won't repeat, because it's not right. It's not fair.
There's a time and a place where I run, way up on Scrabble Hill. I pray for my future, I bleed for my past, way up on Scrabble Hill. All the promises I make there, this one was made to last. Oh, take me home. Mountains of mourn won't tell anyone. They're keeping secrets buried deep with lies. All these years forever drawn to the town where blood was born. Watch the Belfast confetti raining down. raining down. The Belfast confetti's raining down. Raining down. Raining hard, fast, it's raining cold. Raining down. The Belfast confetti's raining down. Raining down. Hard, cold into my soul. Raining down. Raining down. There's a time and a place where I know, way up on Scrabble Hill, where the grace of God and guns won't echo. Way up on Scrabble Hill, where the memories are ghosts that don't haunt me anymore. Oh, take me home. Mountains of morn won't tell anyone. They're keeping secrets buried deep with lies. All these years forever drawn to the town where blood was born. Watch the Belfast confetti raining down. Raining down. The Belfast confetti's raining down. Raining down. Raining hard, fast, it's raining cold. Raining down. The Belfast confetti's raining down. Raining down. Hard, cold into my soul. Raining down. The Belfast confetti's raining down. Raining down. Raining down. My wonderland, my holy ground, forged in blood, lay all my troubles down. Revelations near, hit them with a stone. Be a part of me, and I'll never walk alone. Watch the Belfast confetti raining down. Raining down. The Belfast confetti's raining down. Raining down. Raining hard, fast, it's raining cold. Raining down. The Belfast confetti's raining down. Raining down. Hard, cold into my soul. Raining down. The Belfast confetti's raining down. Raining down. Raining down. Raining down. Raining down. Raining down.
Belfast Confetti. That's by a Belfast singer-songwriter called Ricky Warwick. Ricky Warwick, of course, is going to be the new Phil Lynott. Phil Lynott, of course, cannot be Phil Lynott because he's no longer Phil Lynott. The new Thin Lizzy, which is going on the road shortly, will have Ricky Warwick as lead singer. Excellent. Gerry, Don Shields says, it is my sister-in-law's birthday today. Pam Shields, please say happy birthday from Don. Consider it done. A few Fridays ago, you played a song by a County Down man, Daniel James Ward. Would you have it today? I don't. I'm taxing my sister around today as her car has the flu. Thank you, gents. Roisin from Costa del Newcastle. Go on, somebody says. Play the Dylan track again today. Go on, play it. That's the Dylan track of Bob Dylan singing Hard Rain's Gonna Fall with the Tokyo Symphony Orchestra, which drives people crazy. Half of them, the other half love it. It's one of those things, you have no middle opinion about it. And also another wee message. This is Smicker Smith from Belfast. Could you please play James McMurtry's song, Can't Make It Here Anymore? You see, there's about 3 or 4 songs that I play, and they're quite long. They're all about 7 or 8 minutes long. And I can't play them all the time because they drive the other people crazy. I ration them out every once in a while. I play one every 2 months or so. And Gerry, please announce there will be a presentation night at Welsh's Hotel in Maghera for the South Derry Down Syndrome Dum Group to go over the fundraising we have done. There'll be a disco and prizes. Everybody welcome. That's doesn't say where that is or when that is. Oh, yeah. And a gentleman writes to me and he said, Gerry, I'm feeling a bit depressed at the minute. Could you please get Michael McGimpsey, the health minister, to read me a cheery poem, bearing the fact that his voice always lifts my spirits. Oh, that's a cruel thing. I couldn't possibly do that. The sun is shining. The skies are clear. Everything is close that I hold dear. The inoculations will begin in August. Fears are long gone. At last the darkness vanished. I realised the light has always shone. Whenever you were near and will never be gone, the good deeds I now do are for the goodness that had vanished and has returned anew. We are stocking up in case of an epidemic, and I thank the gods and damn the sods, for after all, happiness is never small. The world is fair and worth a stare, and don't forget to wash your hands thoroughly and take your swine flu jab. What a cruel thing to say. Oh, I'll never get to heaven, I know. But they're not expecting me, that's the main thing.
We don't stay out all night like we used to do, painting the town red till the sky turns blue. My eyes still dance when I look at you. Come walk along with me. Leaves are falling, the hot summer's past. We don't look like our old photographs, and there's no need to take a different path. Come walk along with me. Colors fade, things get worn, become more precious than they were before. We don't stay out all night like we used to do, painting the town red till the sky turns blue. My eyes still dance when I look at you. Come walk along with me. Get warm, become more precious than they were before. Leaves are falling, the hot summer's past. We don't look like our old photographs. There's no need to take a different path. Come walk along with me. Come walk along with me. Come on and walk with me.
There we go, that's Brent Murphy. That's a song called Walk With Me. Various things going on this weekend. Derry Stoke Londonderry Carnival of Colours, on Saturday and Sunday. It's in Collins Park in Derry Stoke Londonderry. Sunday night, Gypsy Ball. Here Comes the Landed Gentry and a band called, I featured in this programme, called Paddy Nash and the Happy Enchiladas. So that'll be a good night. Also, a gentleman wants to tell me about something. Hello there.
Hello, Gerry.
What's going on in Lisburn then?
Well, I'll tell you, or should I call you Wrecker Anderson?
You can call me whatever you like. I used to be called Wrecker Anderson.
Yes, you were at the UFC in the Europa one night, and you were nicknamed Wrecker Anderson. I tell you what it is tonight.
You have to explain to the people what UFC is.
Well,
It's some kind of political party.
Ultimate fighting. It's ultimate fighting. You know the ultimate cage fighting.
I know.
And you were there interviewing some of the fighters, and we nicknamed you Wrecker Anderson.
That's right.
And it was very good. It was a great show on TV. You did a great job that night. But I'll tell you what's happening tonight.
Yes, go ahead.
Tonight in the Leisureplex in Lisburn, starting at 8 o'clock, doors opening 7:30, there's an American wrestling show put on by a promoter called Stephen Muldoon. And Stephen's doing this for my charity called Race Against Multiple Sclerosis.
Okay.
Now, if you saw some of the names on this bill, they'll go in well with Wrecker Anderson.
Right.
Like Boneshaw McGraw and Badass Sean Scott.
Badass Sean Scott?
Yes.
Eh?
And Crybaby Carvin.
Oh, we don't want him.
Duncan Disorderly. And I don't mean
Yeah?
wee Duncan.
I understand.
And the Falling Star and the Home Wrecker. Hot Stuff. Rock Hard Red Man.
Well,
I said Gerry might like that name.
we'll just move on.
Sean Mad Max.
Yes.
Sean South, or he calls himself Shan South, and I thought, gosh, that's the same as your fella there. He calls himself Shan.
Oh.
So he's Shan South instead of Sean South.
Indeed, yes.
Suicide Machine, Evil Beast Omen.
Evil Beast Omen.
And the Executioner, the Masked Mullet, and the One Man Massacre. Believe you me, there's some guy, there's a big 6'8" or 7 foot guy there called Tron is on tonight as well.
Really?
Do you know something that we're thinking about? It's a pity Gerry couldn't have come down. You could have met the lads. We could have taken lots of photographs and we could have emailed them to you, you know?
That would have been great. That's a right collection of villains by the sound of it.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Great. Talk about fit lads. These guys are fit. And that's why I always say kids should never try that outside, because these guys jump from the top ropes and do somersaults and every sort of thing.
I know.
And it's a great night's entertainment, and the kids and the families love it.
That's Lisburn Leisureplex.
Lisburn Leisureplex tonight. The show starts at 8 o'clock, so you can pay at the door, actually, you know.
Don't need a ticket. You can just take a notion and go along there.
If you go along, Gerry, well, you'd be a guest, because I'd love you to come in and have photographs with all the lads, get them all in a group.
Alas, I have other plans tonight.
Oh, well, that's all right. You know,
No, but thank you for asking me.
Oh, you're more than welcome, Gerry. You'd have been more than welcome to meet the lads. We'd introduce you as Wrecker Anderson, so that they'd be very careful with you then. They'd say, oh, he's another wrestler, you know.
Well, I used to be called Angry Anderson, but I went to anger management, so I became just Wrecker.
Oh, Wrecker. Well, that's the name we've been given from the Ultimate Fighters, anyway.
All right, then.
Wrecker Anderson.
Okay.
Well, Gerry, listen, that's on tonight anyway, and we want a big crowd in because it's all the money's going to Race Against Multiple Sclerosis. That's RAMS for short.
All right, then.
And it's all for charity tonight, and we need all their support, and they'll enjoy a great night's crack.
Have a good night, then.
Gerry, thank you so much. Thanks again. And all
Not
the
at
best.
all. Not at all.
Cheers, Sean.
Bye.
Cheers, Gerry. I do apologise.
Freudian
Thanks,
slip.
Gerry.
Okay.
Bye.
Right. Here's a wee flash of Paddy Nash and the Enchiladas. This will be all we have time for. This will bring us up, well, only about another minute and a half to go. Back on Monday. Have a nice weekend. Look after yourselves. Don't forget, go down and see Grant Keith and Colin Murray tonight on Radio Ulster between 10 and 12.
The minute I saw you standing there across the floor, something inside me said that we had met before. Maybe the light, maybe the light, maybe the light at your eyes at the right time, over at mine. Maybe the gods had all conspired. I got my belly bag jeans on, I got a head full of love songs, and nothing ever goes wrong when I got my Billy Bragg jeans on. The next time I saw you, we were in Sandino's bar. You were giving a speech about the futility of war. We had a dance on taking a stance against the fascist evil plans. Our socialist views are cosmically skewed, and the master's something true. I got my Billy Bragg jeans on, I got a head full of love songs, and nothing ever goes wrong when I got my Billy Bragg jeans on.
Thanks, folks. Have a very good bank holiday weekend. It's 12 o'clock. This is Talkback with Wendy Austin.